You know, AEW, we've been doing this for 5 years. We are the most successful sports startup since the AFL pre-merger. There has not been a challenger brand that has gained as much market share as AEW in many, many, many years. We are like the Pepsi of pro wrestling, and we're up against a really evil juggernaut. WWE is our competitor. That's who we're facing. AEW, like the Pepsi of pro wrestling. WWE's like the Harvey Weinstein of pro wrestling. And I'm really proud of it.
What's up, y'all? My name is Devontae, and I sacrificed my time so you don't have to. This time, I made sure to do my due diligence. This time, before I even made this video, I went out of my way and I watched the full clip to make sure I got the perfect context of what Tony Khan said, just so I don't fuck up like I did on that community post. You'll hear more about that in the intro of the SmackDown video. If you're watching this video later on down the road, it's the SmackDown April 26th video. You can look it up on my my show review playlist. It should be somewhere on my homepage just to have better context if you're trying to clear up what the hell is he talking about. What the fuck? This is like, if this is like 5 or 6 months down the road, again, it's somewhere down there. You can't miss it. But Tony, all right, so you've seen the video, right? This, well, as you can hear in the background, I just cut it off right now. I guess I should probably repeat the words just in case you guys didn't hear it, or just in case you guys skipped over it, or whatever the case may be. Here, I'll put this into context for you guys just one more time, even though you've seen the video already, right? And I quote from, this is Tony Khan, goddamn, this is coming from Tony Khan. AEW, we've been doing this for 5 years. We are the most successful sports startup since the AFL pre-merger. There has not been a challenger brand that has gained as much market share as AEW in many, many years. We are like the Pepsi of pro wrestling. We're up against an evil juggernaut. WWE is our competitor. That's who we're facing. AEW, like the Pepsi of pro wrestling. WWE is like the Harvey Weinstein of pro wrestling. I'm really proud of what we do down here. That was the quote. This guy, bro, this guy, he just can't help himself. He just can't fucking help himself. So are we just gonna just focus on the biggest elephant in the room as to why Tony Khan is just an oblivious dipshit, and why you just unnecessarily put your company in a predicament it has no business, has no reason to be put into? Oh, dear God. Okay, so you have someone like a Chris Jericho, for an example, right? Chris Jericho just went through a whole situation earlier this year. Late last year, earlier this year, right? There was a situation regarding him and what's the other girl's name again? Oh, Kylie Ray, that's her name. Yeah, I had to pause it to go look up her name real quick. But the whole situation with Chris Jericho and Kylie Ray, just to kind of give you the gist of it if you forgot or if you don't know, there was this whole situation and scandal regarding Jim Cornette's lawyer and Chris Jericho and all this stuff that happened that was stemming off of the whole brawl out stuff back in 2022. What's his name again? Stephen P. New. Don't know how you can forget it with the fucking anthem, right? But essentially, Stephen P. New was talking about it, and about the people and the NDAs and whatnot. Chris Jericho went out of his way to essentially point out the fact that he didn't have an NDA, which just sparked a whole bunch of shit. And I forgot the guy's name, the one who was talking to CM Punk initially before the whole Colt Cabana news started to spill out. He started to talk about Jericho and bringing up all this stuff regarding, oh yeah, you have NDAs on other women. And then people started to speculate. Sooner or later, they put two and two together. It was Kylie Ray. And apparently there's a whole situation going on with that, and people are running with the assumption that Jericho sexually assaulted Kylie Ray without any explanation as to what's going on. Neither party has talked about the situation outwardly. People just ran with the speculation that Jericho, he sexually assaulted Kylie Ray, right? And to hear Tony Khan go out of his way and to talk about WWE in this manner is so irresponsible. It's so reckless. It's so unnecessary. It's so slanderous, honestly, when you think about it, considering they're still impeding in court right now. And it's just like, why would you do that for, bro? Like, I'm using my calm voice. There's no reason to yell, because it's just such a disappointment to what you just can't stop putting your foot in your mouth. You make idiotic, fucking stupid ass comments. See, most people are going to look at AEW in this situation and talk about Chris Jericho. One may even want to discuss BJ Whitmer, for an example. That's a whole story within itself. And again, I don't really, well, BJ Whitmer's a different story, but with Jericho, we don't have any clarity as far as what actually fucking happened, right? So to take claims about WWE and then levy against them in regards to Vince McMahon, and to look at because this is the problem, Tony. You still have Jericho there. Now, personally, do I believe to the extent of what happened that Jericho is what people will claim him to be? No, absolutely not. And I will forever side with that until I get evidence to say otherwise. But the fact of the matter is, Tony, you did not take any action against Jericho, right? You should have took him off TV. Something could have been done in an investigation, because one can argue that, and people made this argument, that you are also complicit in all of this. And like I said, I know nothing of the situation. I know nothing of what the fuck is going on with you and Jericho. All I want, in the end of the day, is evidence. And it's been, well over right now, 4 or 5 months. And we have still yet to get clarity on that situation, right? But what has been said and rumored was you put the kibosh on all this, Tony. What has been said and rumored, what it was you who stood next to Jericho and got rid of Kylie Ray in regards to this entire. And again, I'm not saying that he did do that, but what I am saying is glass houses should not be throwing rocks, homie. And it was so unnecessary to make that comment and then bring it upon yourself. You know why? Because like I said, you took no action against Chris Jericho, probably because what they're saying is maybe true about you being complicit. I don't know. But you didn't take action against Jericho. They took action against Vince McMahon. They got rid of Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon is no longer a part of WWE. He is gone. Kaput. Skedaddle. He's gone. The people who are upon or within Vince McMahon's circle that have been alleged to be complicit in this also, they're gone. They're all gone. Not to be seen again. At all. Now the people who are involved with the so-called situation, who are not being directly implied by Janelle Grant or her attorney, the people who are there who could have possibly knew that Vince did all this, they are now in the exact same shoes that you are in right now, Tony. No one is accusing you of also sexually assaulting Kylie Ray. They are saying that you are covering up for Jericho. What do you think they're saying about the people who are currently in WWE right now that you are now calling Harvey Weinstein? Because Vince isn't there anymore. So I'm going to assume either you're super fucking ignorant and you have no clue that Vince is no longer there and you're still just calling them Harvey Weinstein, or like, what, are you alleging that they are now doing the thing that you are currently doing at the moment, allegedly? But that's the problem though. There was no reason to have to bring up all this, homie. There was no reason to put your foot in your mouth. This was so unnecessary, bruh. Why does he keep doing this? How do y'all as AEW fans feel it's necessary to have a guy like this in this position? This is fucking ridiculous. He always makes these kind of fucking stupid ass decisions. It's ridiculous. It gets to the point sometimes where you have to actually look at what he's doing and say to yourself, like, dude, are you autistic? Do you have a problem? Is there like something mental in your mind? There's no way a person of his caliber, a person of his stature, a person in his position would outwardly constantly do shit like this, constantly making unnecessary remarks. He is doing what a fucking 3-year-old would do when they can't help but just speak their mind. But the excuse for them is that their prefrontal lobe has not completely formed yet, right? Or their prefrontal cortex has not completely formed yet. What the fuck is Tony Khan's fucking excuse? It should be like half his life has should been now formed by this point, right? How old is he? Like 70 years old? No, I'm joking. Seriously though, what is the fucking point in any of this? And you know what else you do in the end of the day, Tony? Because you just can't fucking help it, bro. You once again overshadow AEW. Once again overshadow your main storyline that you literally are on TV promoting, which, by the way, watch the entire clip. I'll have it down in the description box below. They're making a mockery out of Tony. Tony's going along with it, which I get it. You're selling the neck injury, but I'm saying, though, they are literally laughing directly in your face, making a mockery of pro wrestling right in front of your face, making a joke out of it. And you're just in on with the joke. Watch AEW, guys, Wednesday. Catch us on Saturday to get more of what's going on for our storyline. While they're just laughing directly in your face while you're promoting your fucking storyline. You know that, bruh. You do this storyline right now knowing that you're about to go on live television, and then they're just going to make a fucking mockery out of you. That's already disgrace in itself. Like I said, link is down in the description box below if you want a fuller context of the entire video, which I believe I gave to you. But watch the entire video just to see where I'm coming from as far as this goofball sitting there, having them just laugh at him like a fucking cuck, like fucking Sneeko sitting there just explaining a situation while people are laughing at you, and you saying to yourself, I wonder why they're laughing at me. Maybe if I keep going because that's the masculine thing to do. No, you're a moron. You're Sneeko's level of fucking moronic. This is just pure unadulterated insanity. They need to remove him from that spot. They need to because what are the AEW wrestlers thinking at the moment? How do they feel? How does a Swerve Strickland feel knowing that his fucking world championship title has already been overshadowed not once but twice in the same fucking night? People are now constantly talking about the Elite storyline going into Wednesday, and now the Elite storyline for the moment has now been overshadowed by Tony Khan's stupidity, which makes you, Swerve Strickland, overshadowed. So you're overshadowed twice as hard as an MJF. He's usually only overshadowed by one thing. You're overshadowed by two things for no fucking reason. All you can do is just shake your head, look at Tony Khan in contempt, and just say to yourself, you know what, bruh? You do it to yourself. And then people come at me all the time and they're like, oh, Devontae, why do you always go after Tony Khan? Why do you always have to make videos on AEW? Oh, Devontae, why won't you just give them a chance? Why won't you just give them a chance? Bruh, he doesn't even want to give them the chance. Tony Khan doesn't want to give himself a chance. Tony Khan does not give a shit at all. Not a fucking skedaddle fucking... He does not care at all about his product. He does not care at all about how he makes himself. Like, he does not care at all how he makes his wrestlers. Like, he just says stupid shit outwardly for no reason. And then people get mad when other people make videos about it. People get mad when you hold them in the same contempt, right? And the same contempt as to how you feel right now, and then you hold on to that attitude that you have still not yet come down from after the previous dumb fuck mistake that they made. Seriously, he makes a dumb fucking mistake. AEW, it's like every 2 or 3 weeks they have to do something fucking retarded. Some wrestler in the company has to stick their foot in their mouth. Somebody in the wrestling company has to do something just incredibly fucking dumb in AEW. And then, why don't you ever talk about WWE like you talk about AEW? Well, maybe if WWE can stick their foot in the mouth and get stuck on and get trendy, maybe if they can trend, get in the news like AEW stays in the news all the fucking time, maybe I will talk about WWE. Maybe I'll make a full-on fucking documentary about the stupidity of WWE in 2024. Oh wait, I can't, because the mistakes that they do make, it's very, very minimalistic. And the things that they did make this year, for an example, they course corrected just like that. That's why I'm so confused as to what the fuck Tony is alluding to at the moment. I really don't know what to say about this. What I do know is, is just once again, Tony has no control over what the fuck he does. He runs his silly ass mouth. And everything about the company once again gets overshadowed. Everything in the company, once again, no one wants to focus on. Everything in the company, once again, means jack shit, means absolutely nothing. All because this clown just can't sit his ass down somewhere. And then he tries to use the facade of, well, guys, look at us promoting our stuff going on. That's something else that kills me. And I'll end it on this too. You're literally talking about your angle right now. You're talking about football and your angle, and you just randomly insert WWE in. No reason whatsoever, just randomly. We're the Pepsi of pro wrestling. You could have easily called them the Coke. You could have easily called them the Mountain Dew. You could have easily called them anything in the fucking world. And you decide to call them the Weinstein of professional wrestling. Not even knowing that you yourself are in a similar predicament as to what you're accusing them over right now at the moment. Think before you act, bro. Think before you act. Get him out of that fucking chair. He is nothing more than a detriment, bruh. He is nothing more than a wall that's blocking you from prosperity. So now we're going into Wednesday, and this is what's on most people's minds. This is what's going to be talked about going throughout the weekend because he just can't keep his fucking mouth shut. Yo, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I don't see how anybody can actually look at this and say that this is a good thing. How do you spend this and make this a good thing, folks? How do you spend this and actually look at what the fuck is going on at the moment and say to yourself, oh, wow, Devontae, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. What Tony Khan said right there makes all the sense of the world. You don't understand, Devontae. The Harvey Weinstein of professional wrestling, he's saying everybody underneath the WWE umbrella because they're implicit within what Vince McMahon was doing without even recognizing this. I said 1,000,001 times in a row, and I'm going to keep repeating myself that Tony Khan is in the same situation. The moral of the story, the conclusion to this entire video, none of this had to happen. You opened up a can of worms for no reason. And worst of all, most importantly, you have now done once again the distraction. You have now done once again the facade. You have now done once again the cloak pulled over AEW. And just like you've done in the main event, you have now made everything about you, Tony, in the worst way possible. Shake my fucking head. Here we go again. As always, my name is Devontae, and I'll be catching you guys later. Deuces, P. Ice. What a fucking clown.